Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Bake with Khushi. Today we are going to be making eggless cinnamon rolls. These are delicious and are just absolutely perfect for any weather. Before we get into this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and without any further ado, let's get started. So guys, I've taken a bowl here, and to this bowl I'll be adding around 250 grams of refined flour or maida, that is almost equivalent to 2 cups of maida as well. Now using a spoon, I'm gonna create a hole in between the maida like this. I'm doing this so that I can add my instant dry yeast in between this. I have taken around 1/4 teaspoon of instant dry yeast. To this dry yeast, I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of warm milk. This will help the yeast to rise. As you pour the milk, you'll slowly see some bubbles rising. This means that your yeast is rising. Now I'm going to add 30 grams of castor sugar to it. If you want, you can use brown sugar, but I'm going to be using brown sugar for the filling, so I'm using castor sugar here. I'm also adding 60 ml of warm milk to it. Make sure that you mix this all well and form a dough out of it. Now I'm adding 50 grams of melted butter to my dough. Now if you feel that your dough is too dry, you can add around 80 to 100 ml of lukewarm water. You can add this water according to your dough's consistency. You don't want it to be too wet or too tight. And then after adding the water, continue to knead it for some time. I've added 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract here. It is completely optional, but it will help enhance the taste of your cinnamon rolls, because cinnamon rolls don't usually have just sugar, so vanilla essence is a good addition. Our dough is almost ready. I'm going to take it out of this bowl right now, and what I'm going to do is that I'm going to butter up my bowl before keeping this dough back in it, so that when the dough rises, it does not stick to the sides of the bowl. Since our dough is now ready, I'm gonna keep it aside for 1 hour so that our yeast can work and the dough can rise. Make sure to cover it before leaving it aside. While our dough is rising, in another bowl, take 1 tablespoon of cinnamon powder, 150 grams of brown sugar. Now usually brown sugar itself is taken for cinnamon rolls. If you have dark brown sugar, that will be better. And 25 grams of cold butter, and start mixing this well using your fingers. As you start mixing it, you will realize that the butter is forming crumbles out of the sugar when they mix together. It should feel like sand. It will be used as a filling for our cinnamon rolls. Within an hour, and now I'm gonna take the dough out of the bowl, and now I'm gonna spread it across the floor like this. I'm taking a rolling pin and I'm gonna start rolling it. As you start rolling the dough, make sure that you try forming a rectangle, because when you roll it, it will be easier. If it is in a circular or any other shape, it might get a bit hard to roll it. And make sure that it is not too thin. There needs to be at least 1 centimeter of thickness, otherwise it will be very hard to roll the dough. Before spreading the filling on the dough, I prefer lifting it once to just see whether the dough is coming off easily or not. Now what I'm going to do is that I've taken here some milk, and using a brush I'm going to spread that milk all over the dough. This is done so that the filling can stick easily and it is soft. Now I'm taking the cinnamon powder and sugar mixture that we had created earlier, and like this I'm going to spread it evenly across the dough. Make sure that you leave the inches free, like from all four sides, the borders, so that when you're rolling it, the filling does not fall outside. Now I'm gonna dust my cinnamon roll using some maida or flour. This is done so that the roll can stick to it easily. Now before folding this, I'm going to take some more milk and I'm just going to line the edges again with it. Now I'm going to slowly start rolling my cinnamon dough, but while rolling this, make sure that it is not too tight or not too loose. Just make sure that they're sticking to each other like this. Using a sharp knife, I'm going to cut like this. I'm going to start cutting out these circles for our cinnamon roll. Make sure that they're not too thin or too thick, because once you bake them, they're going to start rising. So this is how they should look. If your rolls are too loose, the filling might start coming out, and if that happens after you have rolled your dough, don't worry, you can just try pinching the edges together. You can see how pretty our cinnamon rolls look. Now what I'm going to do is I've taken a pan here and I've started lining all my cinnamon rolls in this, like this. Taken a butter paper here, but if you don't have a butter paper, don't worry, you can just use butter and you can line your entire tin. But make sure that you leave enough space between the rolls so that they can rise and it doesn't stick to each other. I can here 2 different bowls to fit all my cinnamon rolls. Now it's the time to bake them. So I'm going to bake them at 180 Celsius for 20 minutes. Cinnamon rolls are now ready. You can see how good they look. They've turned out to be the perfect color. My brown sugar has melted out and has gone to the tin, but that is okay. Now I'm using some more butter and I'm just polishing my cinnamon rolls. They are perfect like this, but if you want, you can add cream cheese or chocolate sauce or anything of your choice. I prefer eating them like this. I'm just gonna sprinkle some sugar on some of my rolls. So guys, our cinnamon rolls are now ready. Before ending this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and until our next video, bye.